On May 12, 1989, at about 7:30 in the morning, a freight train consisting of 6 locomotives, 4 in the front and 2 in the back, and 69 freight cars carrying 6,900 tons of a mineral known as trona derailed at the Cajon Pass just outside of San Bernardino, California. Due to a combination of the miscalculation of how much actual weight was being transported by this train and 2 locomotives not having working dynamic brakes, which is essentially a braking system that keeps it at a consistent speed as it's going downhill, the train entered a runaway state as it traveled down the incline. It reached speeds of about 110 miles per hour before reaching an elevated curve above some homes on Duffy Street in San Bernardino. When it entered this curve, the train launched off the tracks and landed on 7 homes along the street, instantly destroying the lead locomotives and those homes. The derailment instantly killed a conductor and a brakeman that were aboard 2 locomotives who were crushed instantly, as well as killing a 10-year-old boy and a 7-year-old boy that were inside a house that were killed when the locomotive landed on the home. Now, this disaster is already bad enough. 4 people have lost their lives and 7 families have lost their homes. But it was only going to get worse from there. You see, just past the railroad track, buried 6 feet underground, was a 14-inch high-pressure petroleum pipeline operated by CalNev Pipeline. This particular pipeline provided gas for all of Las Vegas. It was incredibly important that this pipeline remain in operation. So, during the actual derailment, they shut it down and then reapplied gas to the actual pipeline to make sure that there were no leaks. CalNev helpfully put up flags locating where the pipeline was underground and then stayed on site during the removal of the locomotives and the actual freight cars themselves to make sure that everything was okay with the pipeline. Unfortunately, all of that material that spilled out of the freight train, that trona, the 6,900 tons of it, was still laying all over the neighborhood and needed to be removed. CalNev decided they didn't need to be there for that and so left. And of course, during the removal of all of that debris, an excavator struck the pipeline, causing damage. And so, 13 days later, tragedy would strike this San Bernardino neighborhood again. On May 25th, 1989, at 8 a.m., just after a train went through, the pipeline ruptured and sprayed gasoline all over several of the still standing homes, which then burst into a giant fire, burning down approximately 11 homes and killing 2 more individuals who burned to death. In the aftermath of this disaster, the area was rezoned by the city to be open space so no more homes would be built there. Southern Pacific, that operated the train, redid their cargo specification requirements, and many residents received settlements from CalNev and Southern Pacific.